Okay, hello to all my PCOS personal trainer community. I'm super excited today because we have Sherry, one of the members or participants of our PCOS Fit Revolution with us. And what we love about Sherry in our Revolution group is that she's observant and open. So when she notices something that's going on or a change or a shift in her life, she's right on our Facebook group sharing information that's really deep and observant. So first of all, I just want to thank Sherry for sharing herself with our group and now with our larger community. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so about 2 weeks ago, we had our first one-on-one coaching session. And one of the things that Sherry and I did is we went over a 3-day food record and talked about where she was starting with her nutrition, because that's an important step, is you need to know where you're starting before you can decide how you're going to get to your goal. Now, Sherry, what were you kind of expecting after we went through the nutrition record? What surprised you about our conversation?
I'm so sorry about that.
No worries.
Um, I really didn't know what to expect, but I did know that I needed to be honest for it to work.
Exactly. That's so important because if you give somebody information that isn't realistic, then they're not going to hand you a realistic goal if we're starting out kind of on a false footing. So, and you did a really good job of being honest. Now, as we combed through your journal, I could kind of picture how things were going on. And we talked a lot about what you were doing while you were eating and what surprised you about that process when we started going through that.
I was doing everything else but eating.
Ah,
I was driving, I was watching TV and on my phone and on the Kindle. It was nothing for me to have at least two things going while I was eating.
cheese. And you know what? That isn't very uncommon. I think that they call it eating al desco now is the new norm, is to be
Hmm.
sitting at your cubicle eating. And so when we took a look at that, that was the first thing that jumped out at me. And just from having a knowledge of the research, I know that I think the most recent study said that distracted eaters will eat between 28 and 69% more than an undistracted eater. That's a lot of food, right?
Which I always thought was kind of, I mean, like, there's no way that there's that big of a difference, but there is. Now, I've been doing it for a little while, and it's a huge difference.
So we decided for your first goal that for the 2 weeks you would eat completely undistracted. You would just sit down in front of a plate of food and do some good old fashioned eating, so to speak. How did those first 2 weeks go? What were the challenges like? What were the rewards like for you?
The challenges were, the phone rings. I can hear the TV in the next room. Oh, I forgot to do this on the email. I forgot to do this, and I would try and go ahead and I'll just do a little bit on my phone while I eat, and that it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Wow. So, what strategies did you put in place to eliminate these distractions that you could really focus on this goal of simply just eating a meal in peace?
Turn the TV completely off, put the
Mm-hmm.
phone and the Kindle in the other room, and even if it rang, it'll wait 5 minutes.
Exactly.
That's all. I mean, unless somebody's calling 5 times because they're dying, it'll
Right.
wait 5 minutes.
That's
And even
right.
when I do eat at my desk at work, if I have to answer the phone or help a patient do something, then I do, um, I put my lunch aside, go take
Mm.
care of that, and then come back and just eat.
So even if you can't get yourself into that perfect situation, which I know is common with some people's jobs where you can be completely distraction free for the entire stretch of the meal, you actually made it a point to stop eating and switch activities and then come back to the food.
Yes.
Awesome. See, you didn't even tell me that until right now, and that's such a clever thing that
Oh,
you did.
surprise.
See, you just keep surprising me with your ingenious ways to make sure that you meet your goals. So you've been working on this goal, and I would say 90% of the time, Sherry has been able to eat her meals undistracted for now 3 weeks. What has changed? What's different for you? What are your realizations after going through this process of undistracted eating?
How little I can eat, and really not be hungry. I made this morning. I made 2 pieces of peanut butter toast and a banana, and I still have one of the pieces of toast and banana in front of me because I just can't eat it.
Wow. So that
Yeah.
whole thing about cleaning your plate kind of goes away when you're really paying attention, huh?
Yes. Yes. Which is really something I've had to get over also.
Right. But it sounds like to me that just focusing on the food is really has made a shift in the way that you look at your meal as a whole. Now, um, I want to also add to this that Sherry really just focused on this one habit for 2 weeks. And what happened after 2 weeks when you had your first measurements and weigh in?
I had lost 3 pounds,
Three
which,
pounds.
yes, in my mind was disappointing.
Oh,
But when you look at the big picture, it's better than, gaining 3 pounds. But my measurements were about 2 inches off everything.
wow.
Yeah, I actually did the measurements twice because I thought I did it wrong.
Well, it's amazing what just 3 pounds can do, especially when it's true weight loss, when we're not working with water fluctuations from doing some kind of a detox, but you're really working on eating less. And when you're eating less, you're going to lose weight. You're going to start, your metabolism is going to start pulling from your stored fat in your body. And that's why those inches went down. So, congratulations. That's really exciting. And
Yeah.
um, I know that you were expecting more, and I think it's so common for women to put so much pressure on themselves for this rapid, unrealistic weight loss. But 1 to 2 pounds in a week is exactly where I want to see my clients. Any more, any less, it's just not quite that sweet spot because we're going for 3 pounds that are gone forever, right, Sherry?
Yes. Yes,
So
those are
they're
not
no,
coming back.
yes, they're not coming back. Those are 3 pounds that are not coming back. And a lot of that is because of your commitment to changing your eating habits and just this one simple habit shift. Again, I want to remind people that Sherry's been working out and she's been eating undistracted and she's already started to lose weight. And did you say, like, you've done quite a few diets before when we talked about your history?
Yeah.
Yeah. How, on a scale of a real big pain in the butt to no sweat at all, where would you put undistracted eating in your experience with weight loss?
I after the first 3 or 4 days, it's really easy. It's
Wow.
actually um the first 3 or 4 days trying to get your situation handled, and ooh, can I really sit here and not answer the phone and not do this or that? And after that, it's actually very, very easy. I prefer it now to sit at a table and eat
Oh,
my meal.
yeah, I've gotten that way too. But when I first started this, when I first started reading up on distraction and eating, and I started doing it myself, it was extremely challenging. I actually found myself saying, like, what am I? Do I think I'm like the president or something? That I have to pick up my phone when someone calls? But eventually, it becomes the way you prefer to eat, right? You get so much more out of the experience.
I do. I
Exactly.
really
So
do.
I'm just so proud of you, Sherry. And I
Oh,
want
thank
you to take this minute to talk to the audience. Let's say there's a woman sitting in front of her laptop right now and she's thinking, maybe I could try this undistracted eating thing. Maybe this would help me out. What would you say to her?
Give it 2 weeks
Ah.
and just try it. Give it 2 weeks, and it doesn't have to be perfect at first. Obviously, I had to physically put my phone in the other room. After 2 weeks, honest to goodness, you're going to prefer it. You're going to prefer to sit down at the table.
Yay.
I even use my pretty plates in the morning.
Ooh, now you're getting fancy. I like it.
Very fancy.
Much better than eating while driving, right? Looking at that beautiful
Oh, it
plate.
is. It is.
Okay, guys, well, you heard it from Sherry herself, someone who's been working on undistracted eating for nearly 3 weeks now and has seen some weight loss. And that is just one simple thing you can do to make your life fuller, richer, and a little bit healthier without stressing yourself out. So, we're going to be back with Sherry and all the other members of the Revolution soon to talk about different, simple, no nonsense strategies for getting healthy and including fitness in your journey with PCOS. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Sherry.
Thank you.